Good afternoon. Welcome to my month of going live for April. And today we are going to be talking about automation mapping. The reason I decided to go this direction is we just mapped out all the different ways that we can work with our clients. And now I realize that, if you don't, we started talking yesterday and diving in on different ideas and different tactics to be able to follow up with people. Then I realized if you guys don't know how to build it, you're going to have to be doing everything manually, and this is going to be including your social media post, everything. So today I want to focus really on diving in to the tools that you have available inside of Profit Lifter, the tools that you have if just building automations. Like, what does it actually look like? What does it all involve, all the stuff that you can do with it, and really just get into the meat and potatoes of the back end of building an automated business. So if you're joining me, tell me hi, let me know that you're here with me. Comment, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff if you're seeing me for the first time, and let's dive in. So, and you'll have to excuse some of the background noise. One of my daughters is actually home from school because there was a power outage. So, we're dealing with kids in here today, but all good. They're all fun. So, all right, let's jump into automation building. So, automation is really what makes the world go around. As a small business owner, your automation sequences is what makes people feel like you are a big team. The reason I love automations is, one, it's consistent. Well, actually, that's number two. Number one is that it saves me money. That's that's the big part of it. And what I mean by that is, if you can automate something that instead of hiring somebody to do it, it just puts more money in your pocket. It increases your ability to grow. It gets you to the point where you can actually generate enough revenue that you can hire somebody, and start hiring team members and bringing them in. So today we're gonna dive into some of the automation strategies. I'm gonna break down some of the stuff that you already have in your Profit Lifter account. But then we're going to go in and we're going to go in and we're just going to start building some for you, and letting you see what it looks like when you're building it, show you all the things that are in there. Now, my one caveat, I'm sorry, I keep going back and forth between the screens here, but the one caveat is, while we're going through this, let me know what you want to see me build. Like, if there's an automation that you would like, that you've thought about, something that make your life easier as a business owner, just share it with me. Throw it in the chat, and I'll show you how to build it. And that way you have a video training that you can come back to and refer to at any time. All right, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with the back and forth. Let's jump into it. All right, so from your Profit Lifter account or your Go High Level account, you're going to look for automations over here on the left-hand side. Your automations, these are going to be, it's going to have a list of, in your Profit Lifter account, it's going to have a list of all your pre-built automations that are already built out in here. So that's awesome. That's going to have all of the stuff that's already pre-built for you. So let me just show you kind of, let's start with what you already have and how it all works. Because one thing that I'm a big fan of is customizing your automations to fit your workflows, to fit your style of selling, to fit your brand voice, all of that. So the first place, we're just going to start at the top and work our way down, but we're going to start on the appointments. So appointments, when you're looking at your automation sequences, the first thing that you want to pay attention to is your triggers. Your trigger at the top is going to be what starts all of the sequence under it and what happens from there. So you can see under an appointment automation, we have it set up where if a customer books an appointment, in calendar, and then from here, you would actually just go in and select the calendar that you want. This calendar is actually not turned on, so let's hop over here. And I messed up my golden rule of having two accounts, two pages pulled up at the same time. But we're going to come over here and we're going to set up your calendar. And this is just a good something good to understand. You can have unlimited calendars in your account, and it's a lifesaver. I'll be honest with you. Having the ability to have just a ton of different accounts it really helps with spelling out your services, keeping your calendar organized. So, for example, I've got 2 pages worth of calendars already. I have them set up for our team. I have them set up for different service levels depending on what they need, what they're doing. Like we just like I built a calendar for just about everything that you need. Affiliate Q&As done for you, support calls, marketing strategy sessions, there's all sorts of stuff in there. So your calendars, be liberal with them, use them often. One of the other tricks that I will tell you, and I'll show you with this, but is that you can create your calendars as short codes or URL redirect. So I'll show you what that looks like here in a minute. But for this, you see we've got our template calendar that's in here that comes pre-built. It's in draft mode. If you ever have a calendar in draft mode, all you have to do is come over here to 3 buttons, click Activate Calendar, and it will turn it on for you. So now you can see it's active. And so now if we go back into our automations and we refresh, this will pull up this is going to pull up your, this will make it so that now we can come in here and you see how it just automatically puts the calendar in there for it. But from here, your trigger is going to let you select any calendar that you want, anything that you want for that. Now, let me show you this URL redirect really quick. I love this tool. This is so good. It is so handy when you're sharing this with people. Because like a lot of times, like if you were just to come in here and like let's say share, and you grab this scheduling link, this is ugly. Like api.profitlifter.com/widget/booking/ a bunch of letters that don't make any sense. So what we want to do is we actually want to clean this up. And so how you clean that up is we're going to go here to URL redirects, and oh yeah, so the Genie site's in here. Right on. So we're going to add a redirect, and we're going to use geniesites.com, and we're just going to say, we're going to call it consult. And then we're going to set our, here we go. I already have consult in here for another place. So, but the path name is going to be that. So that way, now if I was talking with somebody or I meet them in person, instead of saying, hey, go to, like, there's no way you can even use that. But now all we have to do is say, go to your URL, .com, or which one did I use? Yeah, .com / consultation. And it will pull up your form right there. So that's just it's a really clean way of being able to share your calendars and make it where it's more memorable for people to use. And then later on, if you want to, you could actually take this and turn this into its own page. You could put like videos and content around it to help with the conversion process for people who are looking to schedule appointments. All right, let's jump back in the automation. So again, your trigger is going to be what starts the event. So for appointments, you can see that it's going to, when they book the appointment in the calendar, that from there, it's going to add a tag. Now, tags are incredibly important inside of your CRM. Tags are, they really have 3 purposes for me. The first one is I use them to trigger automations. I use them to track my clients to see what they've actually been through, what actions they've taken. And the third one, I use it to trigger, I use it to track, and then I use them to as action sequences, meaning that like if somebody's coming through and I want to like let's say I want to stop a sequence, instead of having to go in, dig into the workflows and try to find where they're at, I can just add a tag and it's going to redirect them to do what I need it to do. But when I do these, you always want to think like, is this for tracking? Is this to start a sequence, or is this an action item? The reason is because when you put a tag on a record, it's always going to be there until you take it off. And you can take it off manually, which is a pain. I don't recommend it. Or you can build it into your automation sequences. So let me show you, like, let's say you have the consultation and you want to take it off, you can actually just come over here and you can go remove contact tag, and then whatever it is. So let's say you have a consultation and you want to remove the consultation, you could do that. Just really, it's really handy for keeping your records clean. Uh, because the other side, or like the long-term vision of this, is you want to be thinking, what's it look like when you've got 10,000 contacts inside the CRM, and you have all these different tags, all these different things going on, all these events, all these promos. How are you going to keep track of them? Keeping your tags in order is a great way to do that, and very important. Next up, we send it to create or update an opportunity, meaning that it's going to show up inside of your sales pipeline. Over here under opportunities. So it automates that process, that once they've booked an appointment, that it will automatically create the appointment form, create the opportunity, not the appointment, sorry. But you can see in here that you have the ability that you can assign it to whatever pipeline you want it to go to. You can put it in different stages as well, so that like if you if you know that somebody who's scheduled a consultation, like I wouldn't put it in new lead to contact, I'd put it under consult scheduled because they've already scheduled the consultation. The opportunity name, the opportunity source. This is really handy, like if you're running ads, or if you've got a specific funnel, or you've got a file, or you've got something that somebody's that's really vague. Let's say you have a specific funnel that you're running Facebook ads to. So like that, you could say Facebook ads, consultation funnel, and then you could put tracking on it, so that way you can keep track of it. Just a good way for you to be able to quickly look at it and go, okay, here's what's happening with this contact, here's where it came from, here's what it is. And lead value, this is going to let you set up and tell your pipeline how much this lead is worth. So let's say you get in here, you're like, this is going to be $97. I'm going to sell them a $97 product. And so you put your lead value in there. And then status is going to be whether it's open, won, lost, or abandoned. The reason that this is so, that this bottom section with the status is so important, as well as this in pipeline stage, is you notice that this is create or update an opportunity. Meaning that if you've got somebody who's already in your sales pipeline and you want to automatically move them over, like let's take actually, let's just create, let me just show you. Okay, so I've got me in here. We're going to create me as an opportunity. And so to create the opportunity, I'm going to come over here, and it already pulls up, keep the profit lifter, phone number, sales pipeline, new lead to contact, assigned, don't have anyone to assign it to, no followers in there. And it's going to be $97 because need something. Opportunity source, say webinar funnel demo, that works for me. Now you can see also in here under the opportunities, again, tags are very important. You can keep track of, you can add all your tags in here and add them directly in the automations as well while you're setting this up. But I'm going to show you. So now I'm under new lead to contact. Now, if I come over here and this calendar is not set up properly, so we're gonna update this calendar real quick here. This is the fun of starting with a, you know what, as I'm getting into this, I'm realizing this is gonna take a lot more to maybe show you, but let's just see here real quick. Template, there are no team members. So we're going to come over to staff. Staff.proflitter.com. That's good enough for now. Oh, let's add it again. Demo at profitlifter.com. We're going to save it. Okay, now let's hop back in our calendars. And now even like this, it's actually not going to work properly, because like my calendar, in order for the calendars to work the way that they're supposed to, there actually needs to be, you actually need to have your calendar integrated in the sections. So this may not work, but we're going to give it a shot. We're just going to see what happens. See if it'll let me. Yeah, it's not letting me. Well, that it was a nice thought. Um, so let's see if I come over here, and we're going to save this real quick, and we're just going to manually add an appointment in here for this one, and demo appointment, calendar default, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, it's not going to let me do that. Sorry, I thought I could be fancy and show you how. Yeah, sorry, that's not working the way it should. That's the problem with having a demo account. But basically, the quick, so to just recap, but if I scheduled an appointment from here, the contact record that's inside of the workflow from, or inside of your opportunity here, would automatically move it to consult scheduled, and it would change the name, because what you're doing is you're telling it to update an opportunity with this. And down here, you have options where you can allow opportunity to move to any previous stage in the pipeline, or allow duplicate opportunities. You can only have one or the other of these, but basically with the allow opportunity to move to any previous stage is like if you're moving them backwards in the sales funnel, that would do that. And then from there, I always like to remove people from the workflow afterwards. That way, it keeps it clean, make sure that they're done with that. Now, I told you the importance of tags. Tags are incredible because they also, not only are they for tracking, but they're action items. So you see this one's actually going, okay, this is a confirmed appointment, and we're adding a tag to appointment scheduled. But from here, we're able to set up internal notifications that come out as text messages to you, the user. Erwin, how's it going? Good to see you, my friend. Curiously, is the CRM capable of using voice-oriented typing commands instead of always typing manually? No, not natively, but I think there are I think there's software that will do that for you. I think like Dragon Speak, if I remember correctly. I actually looked at this, looked into it because I was curious for myself, because sometimes it's easier to go in there and talk and do this. But no, there are no native voice commands in here. All right, so the other things that you're looking at. So from here, it's going to send out emails. We're going to have wait periods on it, and then we have SMS text messages going out, all this fun stuff. Now, the beauty of this one, and I think we covered this in one of them previous video, but everything on this is actually tied to this trigger and when the appointment is. So the fun of this is that it's waiting for like an hour before their appointment. So very handy, very very practical, and makes it will really help improve your conversions on people who show up to your appointments. Appointment no-shows. So this will give you the ability that if an appointment is a no-show, that it will start an automation in a sequence afterwards. Now, how do you tell it that it was a no-show? That's a great question. Inside of your appointments, and let's pull up our Ultimate Partner staging account here. We're going to go over here to calendars, and then if you click appointments, so there's a couple different places that you can do this. One, like you can see right here, that if you go to appointments, you're going to see all of them right here, and you'll see they're confirmed. But if you come over here and click the no-show, that's going to trigger that no-show automation for the appointments. So that's a great way of being able to keep track of it. The other side is that, like, if you're in their contact record, all you have to do is come over here to appointments, and it'll let you edit it, where now you can come down to the bottom, status is confirmed, or you can say canceled, showed, no show, invalid. It's just a great way of being able to track how your consultations are going, create automations based off of missed appointments, things like that. Really engage with them. So that's the appointment workflow. Now, if I keep going through all the rest of these workflows, it's going to get really cumbersome. I want to jump into. I actually want to go this direction for today because it's Friday. It's time to have fun. But I want to show you what it looks like to actually start an automation from scratch. And for those of you guys who are joining that weren't at the beginning, if you have an automation that you want to see how to build it, just throw it in the chat. Let me know, and I'll show you while I'm building this how to make that happen. But there's a lot of different. One thing you're going to notice is that there's already recipes in here of different things that you can do, like a birthday template, Facebook Messenger. Basically, when an inbound Facebook message is waiting, you can reply to it. You can have prompts. You can have no shows. I mean, there's a lot of these, and these are pretty good. Like I integrate a lot of these, and then from there, I just go in and start tweaking them and using it from there. But today we're going to start from scratch because I want to give you the full picture of like all the automations, all the different things that you can do in here. Because like for me, the more that I see everything that's available, the more that my brain will start to think of all the different things that we can do. So again, your triggers, this is going to be what triggers everything that happens afterwards. And so in here, there are, these are going to be broken up in different sections. So you have like your contact section, you have events, you've got appointments, you've got opportunities, you've got affiliate, you've got courses, you've got payments if they make payments, you've got Shopify if you're using the cart features, abandoned cart, orders placed. IVR, I haven't used that one, but that actually has to do with inbound calls. Facebook, Instagram events, Facebook. This is brand new. I am so excited about this. I can't even express to you. Look at this. And this is still in beta mode, so like it's not quite active yet. But you can trigger automations based on comments on a post. Like my mind is blown how awesome this is going to be. You will never miss a comment on Facebook or Instagram again. And like that's just mind blowing to me. I love that. And then community groups access. So all that. So let's hop into these triggers a little bit more. I want you to understand how they work, what you can use them for, all the different ways that you can integrate them into different things that you want to accomplish. So first one's going to be birthday reminders. That's very simple. When it's their birthday, this is where you send out like emails, text messages like, hey, happy birthday. Glad you're here. Appreciate you. Contact change. And what this is going to encompass is if it's like, if it gets shifted to like a D&D or do not disturb has changed. This is really handy so that if somebody opts out, you can basically just stop all communications with them. If if you change assigned users, this is going to be handy. Like use case scenarios for contact change would be like with an assigned user, if it changes account reps or like if you're changing salespeople, I would actually have a notification goes out to the new salesperson and says, hey, you have this contact's just been reassigned to you. So that way they know to jump in there and look at it. And then tags, this one's just wide open, where like if a tag's added, then it goes through all these automation sequences. That's a big one that you can jump into. Next is contact created. This is if there are specific automations that you want to have happen just based off the creation of the contact. This is how you would trigger that. For example, in your Profit Lifter account, we actually have this. We actually use this under sales and create opportunity. Nope, sorry, wrong one. We have this under sales and then new user and docked opt-in. You see, we have contact created, and then from there we have it added to the workflow. We have it add to the workflow just based off the contact being created. That way, I know you know that every time a new contact is created, that it's automatically putting them into your indoctrination campaign, which is wonderful because then everything's automated. There's nothing manual that you have to do. So if you create a new contact, you upload a list, somebody opts into a guide, anything like that, it automatically sets them into your indoctrination campaigns. So that's going to be your contact created. Let's go back to our triggers. Next is going to be contact D&D. This is going to be very specific. If they say, hey, I don't want any more emails, I don't want any more text messages, that's going to be the do not disturb. That's going to be that's going to trigger actions off of this. The thing that I like about this one is that if somebody if somebody comes in and they go, the D&D flag is D&D for all channels, then from there you could actually come in and you can remove tags. If you want to assign it to a user for something specific, anything like that, you can do it. What I would use this for is I would actually add a task in here to have my team delete the contact record. If somebody goes in D&D, I don't want them in here anymore. There's no need for me to have them in the CRM. That way, it just takes out every opportunity for them getting. It takes out every opportunity for them being contacted and keeps you in compliance. Next, you have your contact tags. This is pretty straightforward. Anytime a tag's added, this is where it can get very specific. So, like if we look at the one that we just did, consultation tag. So now you could say if they schedule a consultation, then we're going to have it. Then we're going to send an email. We're going to send a notification to Slack. We're going to set it up for an outbound call. We're going to send a voicemail drop. We're going to hit them up on Messenger, like whatever you want to do. So it gives you that ability to really craft your automations. Tags are one of the big ways that you're going to always want to trigger your automations, because that again, those tags, you can add them from the contact records, you can add them from the opportunities. It's really your action items of how you make your contacts do, or how you make your automations do what you want them to do. And they're really easy to add and really simple to put in there. You have custom date reminders, so that if you have a custom date for a specific reason, reminders on there, it will do that. Another trigger is if you add a note. So if you're in the CRM and somebody adds a note, then you could set up different actions for this. I haven't used this one very, very often, but like if you're like watching a file, if there's something that you need, you could do that. Note change, kind of the same thing. If the note changes, then you can put it in there. Task added. So if somebody adds a task, you can have it send an internal reminder to them. So like if let's say you have a setup process, and let's say a task is added for me, then you could come in and go, okay, now that a task has been assigned to me, I want to send an internal notification, and we're going to send Keith an SMS message because he's hard to get a hold of or whatever. So like you can make it where you can notify your team when there's new tasks, when there's new things that they need to do, all of that. I'm going to delete some of these, or it's going to get really bulky across the top here. All right, next up, let's just keep going down this. Task reminder, that's just exactly that. You can send email reminders, different things like that. Task completed, this is helpful because if you want, like if you have certain tasks that are assigned to people, if it's completed, like if I'm waiting on tasks being completed by somebody else on my team, you could set up the notifications for that. And but that's really it. It's not really all that functional, but it's there if you need it. And then contact engagement score. This is really handy. This is you just went down right now. No earthquakes here in the east. All right, so the next one's going to be contact engagement score. With the contact engagement score, this is actually a new feature that's rolled out that I'm still doing my homework on, working through. But with the contact engagement score, you can actually set up a scoring model that when a contact hits a certain place, that you can come in here and go, okay, if the score is greater than, let's just say 50, you can actually make this now that you trigger automations, you trigger different sequences, you trigger You can have text messages, you can have calls that go out, all sorts of really cool things that you can do with that. So that contact engagement score is a great way that as people are engaging with you, that you can kind of monitor them. Another thing another way that I would actually use this, let's see if I've got the ability. So how I would use this, and this is going to get a little bit complicated because it's going to go through kind of different areas. But the first thing that I would do is I would set my contact engagement score, but then I would add a tag for them for the list, for the smart list that they're under, and we'll get into that, but at a later date. But essentially, the smart list. I've got two of these up. So if we go look under your contacts. So you'll see up here that you have managed smart lists. With a smart list, it's really just that. You can customize list of your entire database based off of basically anything you want. So if you say, let's make a list of consultation. So you're going to come down here and hit apply, and you can see that the tag is consultation. There's nobody over there, but we want to save this as a smart list. So we're just going to call this consultation. Now you see right up here at the top, now it has this list. And where this gets really handy is you can come in here and let's say, we're gonna go back to tags, but you can create hot list. Let's say you want email opens, or you can create different tags to keep track of how hot your lists are, meaning that if you have people who aren't engaging, that you can put them in there, and you can create these different lists. Where this gets really handy is like when you start getting up into the 10,000, 15,000 people inside of your CRM or above, you can start segmenting your list. So you can look at it and go, oh, you know what? Based on my engagement scores, I've got 2,000 people that are in our hot list, and those are the ones that you're going to email first. And basically what that means is that like if you're running a promo, you're going to hit those people first specifically, because those are the ones that are opening your emails, they're engaging with you, they're watching everything that's going on. So it's going to be really helpful. It's going to be really helpful with that. But I want to show you what this smart list looks like. We're going to go to consultation. We're going to add this here, and I'm just going to call this test. So now if I come up here to our smart list, you have changed in the, nope, we don't want to save those changes. So if we go to all, you can see a list of 3. But if you go over here to consultation, now you'll see everybody that has that tag is in here. So your smart lists are a great way to be able to keep track of things. Now, the way this plays in is like if you have with your contact engagements, now you can set up your smart list based on engagement. And then like when you start emailing, or if you get to a point, you're like, I got to close a bunch of deals. Now you can get in and you can create lists based off that contact engagement, and you can have a list of leads that are hot and ready for you to engage with. All right, let's jump through some more of your triggers. All right, so we got through all the contact ones. Next, we're gonna have events. Inbound webhook. The inbound webhook, this is gonna be how you connect softwares between the two of them. Let me pull up Zapier for you, because this is a handy dandy little tool. Let me get into where I need to go, because we've got some that we don't want to share. And we're going to come over here to our Profit Lifter Zaps. All right. So what this looks like is, let's see. Okay. We use Basecamp for some of our tracking, but we actually have it set up where webhooks are coming in and out of Profit Lifter, going into Zapier. And then from there, now we're able to connect all of our automations from Profit Lifter with anybody else who's in Zapier. So people will ask, hey, is this Zapier compliant? Absolutely. Or it's DAP. You can use this with Zapier. It doesn't even have to be Zapier. Any business, any service that offers that actually offers these webhooks, you'll be able to connect and build your automations off of that. So very handy, great way to connect multiple softwares. So if you've, well, let me give you an example. I've talked to several of you about this. I know there's some of you guys who have really big lists that you're cold emailing, and maybe you're using like Zoom Info or a different platform like that that's doing all of your cold email outreach. The way that that would look is you would make it so that once a contact engages with an email, that you would set a webhook that would move the contact into your Profit Lifter account. And again, it's going to create the contact, meaning that once that contact is created, then it's going to automatically start the indoctrination campaign. It's going, you can basically like that contact's going to be coming through this automation sequence that you're setting up. So if there are specific emails that you want to send out to them and specific engagements, you can do that there. Your inbound webhooks, incredibly important, incredibly helpful. Again, this is one of the triggers that's out there. So when something happens, it will do that. Next up, you have call status for a trigger. And this is as you're using the phone system. And I've decided that we're going to do a training next week that is going to be amazing. Like it's going to blow your mind. I figured out how to use the power dialer, and we're creating automations based around that power dialer. So as you're building your list, as you're getting people to call, it's going to just go through. And with this call status, you can make it where you could say, okay, call status is no answer. And then from there, now you can say, if I call somebody and there's no answer, then, and you go into your automations. And so you could send them an email. So instead of having to go through and manually email somebody if you call and they don't answer, it's going to automatically do it. Like, hey, just tried calling, missed you, left a voicemail. You need call me back when you're available. You can do a voicemail drop, so that instead of having to record a message over and over and over again, if the call status goes to drop, you can have it automatically leave a voicemail for them. Like there's endless opportunities. You can basically automate your entire sales process with this trigger, based off of them answering or whatever. So you can create multiple opportunities from it. Just really cool things that you can do. There's a lot of stuff to cover. Next, you got email events. Email events are going to be like if somebody is if it bounced, if they clicked, if they complained, if they opened, if they subscribed, you can use that to trigger different events. This is great for tracking. Great for like if you have a very specific email, like let's say you're doing a promotion and you want to really engage, be aggressive about it. You can make it. You could set this up so that with the email events that let's say they opened. They open it, and then from there you could actually trigger it to do like a voicemail drop or send them a text message. Say, hey, saw you just opened the email. If you have any questions about it, let me know. It's just a great way. A lot of really cool things that you could do with that. But you have to be careful with some of these, because one thing you have to keep in mind is that like while you're coming through here, a CRM, automations, AI, anything like that is not going to know what you want until you tell it what you want. So let's say opened. Now with that, it needs to be a specific email. So the next thing we're going to do is like, okay, if an email was open in a specific workflow, so let's say it's just the appointment automation, then respond back. Because if not, what's going to happen is that anytime anybody opens any email from you, it would trigger this automation sequence. So sometimes you need to be a little bit careful about what you're putting out there, because it can backfire. Auto dialer, we need Trump clients. I will show you how to set up the auto dialer. That's actually the training that I'm going to do next week. I'm not able to do that today because there's a lot that goes into it. No, you will not need a trunk dialer. It actually all happens natively inside of the CRM. So it's beautiful. But it's a power dialer, meaning that it's only going to make one call at a time. But with that, again, we're like I have this amazing vision for it that I'm so excited about building out for you guys. I'm actually going to add this to the click and play library, but I'm going to put together the power dialer for you, and then automated sequences for follow-ups. That way, and then we'll hop on and I'll show you how to use it and show you all the automations, everything that's built around it. But yeah, I'll actually, but I will touch on that for you here as I'm going through these. Because it's a great question. I love the auto dialer in here. That's the tool that really got me geeking out on Go High Level, because it's awesome. All right, so some of the other things you have in here is like customer replies. If a customer replies or contains the phrase, like let's say start, you can trigger automations off of that. Where this is helpful, let's say you're standing up in front of a crowd, you're doing a speaking event at a local chamber of commerce, and you're like, hey, and if you text start to a phone number, if you hit start, or if you text start to this phone number, we'll automatically send you our free guide or whatever. You can start those sequences based off of a customer reply. Really handy, great way for some lead generation with that. You have form submitted. That's pretty straightforward. If they submit a form, it will trigger your automations. Survey submitted, same thing. Trigger link clicked. Now, your trigger links, these are sneaky. So your trigger links, let me show you. I believe it's under marketing here. Yeah, trigger links. Your trigger links, you can add different links in here. So let's say you've got an appointment link, and it's let's just call it, oh, we have one, geniesites.com/consultation. This is just that redirect that I just set up earlier. And so with this trigger link, what will happen is if they click this, so when you're creating an email, where do I want to do that? We're going to do that. Let's just come over here in the templates. I'll show you here. We're just going to create a blank template, design editor. So where your trigger links are only going to work inside of your emails. I don't believe they work inside of your text messages. But from here, you can see right up here at the top it says trigger links, and so I can put appointment, and it's going to automatically put that right there. It's going to put that trigger link in there. Now, with your automations, you can say if the trigger link is clicked, then perform these actions. It's a great way to keep track of people or to trigger automations based off activity that they're taking from your emails, which is really good. Like if you have like a high value URL or landing page that you're sending them to, you see that they click it, then from there you can trigger that. Facebook lead form submitted. This is an amazing way that once somebody has filled out a Facebook lead form, to put them inside of your automations natively. Let me explain what this looks like. So, so when you're running Facebook ads, there's several different ways that you can collect leads. The first way, which is kind of the one that we're all used to, is you drive them to a landing page. So let's say that your credit suite partner, you're sending them to your business credit for your EIN guide. Once they go, ooh, I'm interested, they see the ad, they click, then it's going to just organically go over to your, it's organically going to go into the over to your landing page. Now, the other side in Facebook, and these form ads do really, really well, but it's a little cumbersome getting it set up and automating it. But Facebook makes it where when they say, "Oh, I'm interested," they click. Facebook creates the form right there inside of the ad, so they never leave Facebook, but they also don't get redirected to the thank you page. It's got a lot of benefits to it. It's a great way to get a lot of really quick leads, but it's not, you miss a lot of opportunities on the upsell on the confirmation page because you have to actually click on a button to go there. And I'll jump into that later this month. We'll do a whole thing on Facebook ads and working through that, because if you didn't know, we've actually started running Facebook ads. We actually offer that as a service, and we're getting tremendous results from it. We've got people that are getting 15, 20 leads a day right now, and just killing it. And a lot of those leads are actually opting in for organic appointments afterwards. So if you need leads and you're ready to run Facebook ads, let us know. We'd be happy to help with that. So this Facebook lead form submitted will natively tie in your Facebook ads forms with the CRM, meaning that when somebody clicks it, that will automatically start the sequences from there and automate the follow up, which is amazing. It's great. Same thing on TikTok. You have TikTok forms submitted in here. We have the TikTok form submitted in here as well. That if they fill out a form on TikTok, that will automatically create that. Now, let me show you this one. There's some of these that I just geek out over because I love them. Video tracking. I love this because we had talked earlier this week about like setting up webinar funnels, things like that. This video tracking is one of the coolest automation features that I've seen. So when you embed your video on your landing pages or on your website page, you can trigger these. You can trigger automations off of that video watch time. So what this looks like is, let's say, okay, it's in the appointment funnel template, and then the video, and we're just going to put video duration, and is greater than 50. Now, what this means is that if somebody clicks the video and they're already a client, that's the first thing to know, is like, this isn't going to work on somebody who's not a contact. This is only going to work on people who are contacts that are in the CRM. But this is a great way if we go back and let's change this up a little bit. Let's go back to our marketing strategy page, and I'm just going to show you in context of what we built. So let's say they're over here in the lead conversion, and you're working on converting them from a lead into a client. So they're going through all this. You create a video, you email it to your database over here in your newsletter. Now you can come in here and you can say, if they watch 50% of your video, then now you can create all your automations under here. It's an amazing tool because it bypasses the need for third-party webinar software and third-party video hosting software. You can host all your videos right inside of your website, right inside of your funnel, and you can make it so that once they hit a certain threshold, that you can change their automation path based off of that. Meaning that, like you say, okay, if they haven't watched 50%, then we're gonna put them back in the drip sequence, hope they get good. Or if they go above 50%, then we're gonna mark it as a hot lead, and we're gonna send it over here and start the nurture campaigns and start moving them through that process. The other side is you can make it where it's just a specific video, and there's no results because I don't have any videos listed in here. But like, you can make it that if they watch a video, then then you can put a specific time in there. It's just a really cool way to keep track of who's watching your videos, automate sequences off of that. The other way that you can use this is you can actually use this for optimizing your videos, meaning that you can set up tracking in here based off of this. So you can say, okay, you know what, we've got it in the appointment funnel, we've got a sales video that's just for appointments, and we want to track if people watch 50% or more. And then from there, you would come down and you would just basically assign it numeric values. Then what you could do is, at the end of the month, you could go through and look at it and go, okay, you know what, our appointment video is not doing great because we had 100 people watch it, but only 20% of them watched it past 50%, but we only had a 5% opt-in. So at that point, you'd be able to look at your analytics and know that your video just isn't converting people. It's not capturing them long enough. So it's a great way to be able to optimize your video, to be able to optimize what people are looking at, and make sure that they see, or that you're able to get the most out of what you're doing with it. Video tracking, Twilio validation error. Twilio validation error. This is going to be like if phone numbers aren't validated, if emails aren't validated. that you're able to like basically start sequences off of that. It's a good way of keeping things clean inside of the CRM. And LinkedIn lead form, same thing as Facebook lead form. They fill something out on LinkedIn, it automatically comes back into the CRM. And this one's really handy, and I think I touched on this before, but I really like this one. If you have a funnel website page view, meaning that like um, you could say if they go to webinar funnel demo, um, and then the page is uh, includes event registration. And now you can make it, that's a bad example because that's a registration page, but um, like let's just say you go to a website, page includes, this one's going to be different. We're going to have to, let me re-add this in here. Page or includes, let's say it's your pricing page. Now you can have an automated email that goes out to them, or text messages or voice drops saying, hey, saw you were checking out our ads. I saw you were checking out business loans, had some questions. This is really cool. The thing that I like about this is that it gives you an event, it gives you a marketing event. So a lot of yesterday we were like all my days are starting to blur together with all these lives now. But yesterday we were talking about like different reasons to follow up with people inside of your email campaigns. You can do something simple as putting together a web page that about a service or about something that you want to do. Send it out as an email. Say, hey, look, we got something new and shiny over here. Go click it. Go check it out. And then from there, now you can make it where when they go to that page, that you can start automations based off of that. So it may be emails, it may be text messages. You may want to set them as a new opportunity. Whatever you want to do, whatever makes sense inside of your customer journey and what you're doing with it, you're going to be able to take it from there and do that. Man, see, like it's almost been an hour, and we're just on the trigger side. That's how much cool stuff you have. We'll hop into the other side here because you'll see that once we get into the other side, it's going to be a lot different, or it's going to be a lot of this is going to be a lot of the same thing. So you have the ability with appointment statuses, customers booked, opportunity status change, opportunity created. Now, if you don't trust your sales team to send out emails, this opportunity status change is a great way to be able to automate your sales process. Meaning that, like, let's say, let's just come in here and show you. So we're going to go, okay, if it's in the sales pipeline and it is, let's say we're moving, we're going to say it's moved to status, not status, pipeline stage. And let's say new lead to contact. That's the first one. We're going to call it consult complete. So basically what that would look like is you are over here. Yep, we don't need that. This thing could be a mess when I'm done with it. So you come over here and you go, consult complete. What this is going to do is now you can have it send out an email, say, hey, thanks for the consultation, great meeting with you. So that way, instead of having to go through and send an email automatically, you can just drag and drop inside of your sales pipeline and have it trigger different events. This is great as you're building out a sales team, because instead of having to trust them to send out something that doesn't make sense, or send out silly emails that aren't really relevant, this will give you the ability to, oh, sorry you're late. I'm still here though. And from the momentum I got, I'm going to be here for a while still. But this changing the pipeline stage will make it where you can set up a sales pipeline that will automatically send out emails for your sales team or for you as a salesperson without actually having to literally go in there and send it all the time. Just a great way. So basically, if you think about it, you could be sitting here and go, click here and call, and then no answer. You're like, oh, they missed appointment, and now you can trigger a missed appointment sequence based off of just this pipe moving them in the pipeline. Or you can go, oh, we're going to put them in follow-up. You can put them in a sales drip campaign that follows up with them. The other thing that you can do, and this is where we're working on it with like the auto dialer. It doesn't really work with the auto dialers because the auto dialer doesn't work inside the opportunity. It just picks up the phone and goes. But a lot of cool things that you can do with that. You can automate your sales sequence, automate your sales emails, everything right from there. Okay. Whew. There's a lot in here. All right, so we've been through all the contacts. We've been through, let's make sure I'm under the triggers. Where is it? Okay. All right, so we've been through the events, we've been through the appointments, just went over the opportunities. This stale opportunity, this is actually really cool too. You can kind of reignite them. You can create automations based off of an affiliate being created, new affiliate sales. This is actually inside of the Click and Play library with the affiliate add-on. We use this so every time a new sale happens, that the affiliates get an email notifying them that they've earned commission. Great way to get your affiliates super excited about sending you leads. Because I'll tell you a secret, as soon as an affiliate gets their first sales commission check, they will send you every person that they talk to. As soon as they realize they can make money off of you, they're going to send you as many people as they can. So this automation is really handy. Next is going to be your courses. These are all going to be wrapped around your membership. Now, some of you guys, I've had some in-depth conversations with you guys about like setting up membership courses, different things like that. This is really cool because like you can keep track of everybody who's going through your courses, meaning that for every beast. So with all these courses, this is really helpful because this is going to help you keep track of where people are. You can automate your follow-up, meaning that like once a lesson's completed, you can send out a text message and go, hey, congratulations, you just completed step 3. Let's get you moving to step 4. And like it really kind of gamifies the process. And it gives them that instant gratification of, ooh, I completed something. And then they get the, well done, you win, congratulations. And then the other side is that you can stage the different area or the different your different courses based off of this. So you can say once they've product completed, so once they completed the product, now you can automatically assign them access to the next course. Or if let's say they complete a product, and let's take our you Credit Suite rock stars, you partners out there. So let's say that you set up a how to get grants 101, and you make it where like they go through the course, and then once they complete the product, they complete the course, then from there you put it as a sales opportunity, or you create an automation to sell them the next course. All sorts of ways that you can monetize this and make it where you can offer free courses, but then once they complete that free course, that now you move them into the paid course. I actually have a business coach that we're doing this for now, that we're doing like an introduction, like a 30-minute introduction video that she has that she's giving away for free. So somebody comes in, they complete a survey, now they go into a free video that gets them engaged. Here's the coaching. And then from there, once that product's complete, now we start the opportunity of selling them an actual paid course. It's a great way to use your courses to generate revenue, to turn it into like a product that automates the selling process for you. So that's going to be under your courses and products. Next is going to be payments. This is a lifesaver. You can set this up so that anytime an invoice is paid, that it sends an email, sends a notification. Anytime there's payments received, you can receive a text message, basically any of the stuff that I'm going to show you, documents, contracts, orders submitted, subscriptions. And if you have to submit a refund, you can trigger events off of that. Shopify, that's pretty straightforward. And then these down here, again, these are beta. I'm getting ready to start using these, and if you guys want, once I'm testing this, I'll let you know so that you guys can come test it out on our Facebook and Instagram page. Because if this has me so excited, being a former social media manager, like you could basically just auto respond to people when they're commenting on a post. It's beautiful. Now think about this. If you have the ability to automatically respond to somebody on a post, That what this means is that now you can have a post, you can have a post that you put together, you boost it, you put some money behind it, you run some ads, and now when people start commenting on that post, you start DMing them. You start responding with, "Hey, thanks for responding. Check out the link here." And you can make it where you can do some of those fun ones like, "Hey, want access to the course? Make sure you go below and respond." Type "get started" in the comments. The reason this works so well, this is it's kind of a virality hack, because what you're doing is you're putting it out there, and now as people are coming to your post, or they're seeing it and they start commenting, it's going to boost the algorithm. The algorithm is going to look at it and go, "Man, people love this, we want to keep showing this." But it's just a great way to be able to automate the engagement, and work through that. And then you've got community access. Okay, that was just the triggers. Like, we haven't even gotten into the actual automations and what you could do from the triggers. I'm going to go through this one pretty quick because, as you can see, there's a ton of stuff in here. And now that I'm looking at this, I think I'm going to save this one for next week. But I'm going to give you the really quick rundown, and I'm going to give you the rapid fire content from my brain as you go through this. Now, remember, what this isn't your triggers. So basically, anything that triggers, these are going to be the actions that happen because of that. So you can create a contract, you can create a contact off of a trigger. You can find a contact off of a trigger, meaning that, like, if you need to search for someone specific based off of a criteria in a form, anything like that, you could do that. You can update the contact field. This one's actually really helpful. I said I'm just going to rapid fire, but I can't. Sorry. This is really helpful because you can come in here and I don't have set up on this one, but you can set this up so that, like, when somebody purchases, you change their contact record to actually be from lead into client. So you can segment it. You can move them inside of your list. You can add your contacts, your contact tags in here, remove tags. You can assign it to a specific user. Now, with assigning things to user, one of the big holes that I've seen inside of High Level, that I really wish that we could get them to get moving on. There's not a good way of doing round robin assignments to people based off of them coming into a form, or downloading guides, things like that. The only way that the round robin actually has any control is, like, if they're scheduling an appointment, you have your round robin forms in there. I haven't found a great way to be able to automate the round robin process yet, but I'm hoping that that's something that will change, because there have been a lot of people who have mentioned that. You can remove assigned users. You can edit conversations. You can enable or disable D&D based off this. Add notes. This is really handy. Like, I like doing this when people take different actions. Like, if they schedule a setup session with us, I have it create a note says setup session scheduled. That way, like, if I ever need to see, like, the history of my clients or you guys and see what's happened, I can just go through and look down the notes, see all the interactions, what's happening from there. You can copy the contact. I've never used this. It's a premium feature, but I've never used it. You can delete the contacts. So again, like, if they come up here, they file you a spam. You could create that as a trigger, and then you can just go delete it, done, and it just goes out from there. You can modify their contact engagement score. You can add contact followers, remove contact followers. Now, the communication side, this is ridiculous, but this is all the stuff you can do. Send emails. With the emails, you can actually write the emails inside of the automation sequences here, or upload your marketing templates in there as well. Send text messages. I love this one. I actually have this set up where, when clients are taking actions, that it sends a Slack to my entire team. So that way, if we need to communicate through the process, we can do that. Or if we just need to have communications, we can do it there. All right. Sorry. One of you guys in the Facebook group asked about the power dialer. That is actually right here, and you can actually have this. This will call the user and play the whisper message if the contact is unassigned. This event. Oh, this is actually like a legit call. it will actually call the people right from the CRM. It's I I'm kind of 50-50 on that one. But let me show you this one while we're in here. I believe it's manual. Yep. So you asked about the power dialer. That's actually right here. This is one of the easiest automations to set up. All you have to do is set up what trigger that you want it to be, and then oh man, I love you. Thanks for that. Um, I'm gonna get that tattooed on my arm next week or over the weekend, so I appreciate that. No, I'm kidding. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. But you can set up a like a tag, and then from there you can set up your manual calls. And I'm just going to show you how to do this really quick and easy. Um, let's do this. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this. Now we're going to delete this one too. I think I have this tag in here already. Contact tag is going to be tag added, and I do power dialer. You can see I've had this one in the chamber for a minute. This is Timberly. Okay. So with this, all you have to do is this. And again, this is a demo account, so I don't have any of you guys in here. But when we actually really start building out your sales follow-up sequence this month, and this will all like I'm gonna make all this stuff that we're building, and we're really gonna get into building next week. And I'm actually gonna be building stuff for you, and then just adding it in the click and play library for you guys next week. So like as we're building out this sales process and stuff, you guys will be able to download all the stuff we're building right in here. But we're just gonna come in here. We're gonna add all these tags, and it's gonna be power dialer and action. We're just gonna call it demo. The reason they ask for the action when you're doing this in the contact section is just so like if you ever need to, you can go through and set all that up. So you can see we've got power dialer there. Now we're going to come up to conversations, manual actions, and you see we've got 2 of these people in here that are ready to call. Now, what I would do is like if you have multiple people, if you have multiple manual call sequences built out, excuse me, you're going to want to find the specific workflow that you want to be working with. I don't even remember what we called this one. I think it's, what is the name of our workflow? Sorry, I forgot. Man, I got out of it, didn't I? Yeah, I got out of it. Go to automation demo. Okay, that should have been easy to remember. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna go, and this is a little cumbersome because you have to like literally go through and just search for it. For some reason, that one's not showing up there. Let's try refreshing, seeing if it shows up there. You can see it right there. I don't have the phone system set up on here. There you are, automation demo. I don't have the phone system set up on here, so it's not going to actually show you the calls. But when we build this out, I'll let you guys actually come in and put your info on there and show you how it works. But like from there, if like you have different salespeople, they would come in here, put their name in here, so it only pulls up their record. Then literally all you have to do is click Let's Start, and let's see. It's not going to call because I don't have a phone number set up, but it's going to auto dialer. It's going to auto dial from there, and it's going to pick up the phone. It's just going to start calling. It's just beautiful. It just makes it easy. And but we'll get into that one later. I just wanted to show you. I just wanted to show you what that looked like. But that's the quick and easy way. But you see like how we added that tag. Now you can see the 2 records that we have in here. So the way that this works is that like as they're going through this, um, as they're going through this, until you make that manual call, it's going to stop them at that sequence or at that point. So they're not going to be allowed to pass until that has been finished. But very cool tools there. So let's get back on track. I know, man, we're going way over today, but that's all right. All right. So next up, some of the other things that you have here: voicemail. This is actually your voicemail drop, meaning that like you would need to hop on your phone, hop on your computer, record it, record a voicemail, and then you would just upload the file from there. And it's like just basic MP4. Every computer has them now. If you just put voice or sound recorder on Windows, I think if you something like that on Apple as well, and then you can just record it, upload that, and that's going to send out your voice drop. So very handy there. Voicemail, messenger. This will actually automate a. Am I muted? I don't think I'm muted. Do you have your volume turned down? So from there, the other options that you have, you can send out automate messages on Messenger, Instagram DMs, manual action to SMS. The manual action to SMS is gonna actually function a lot of the same way that it works inside of the manual call. It's gonna leave the contact in that location until that SMS has been sent already. Manual action to call showed you that one. Google My Business messages, so you can automate your messages back and forth in Google My Business. Send internal notification. Send review requests. This is something that I would like to build out for you guys as well over this month. Sending review requests. There are reviews are amazing. It's a great way to just show social proof of what you're doing. But you can set this up in a lot of different places. So let's say I love sending out review requests after an initial consultation. The reason I like doing that is because like a lot of times people are so excited during that consultation that they're gonna be able to send a review and they're gonna go, oh, we addressed all the needs. I'm super excited, really looking forward to getting started. Or like right after, okay, there he goes. So right after they purchase, that's a great time to send a review request as well. Next, this is conversational. This is coming along very, very well, where you can start having AI text conversations based off of with the SMS. So this is a great way to have AI start working on sending replying back to conversations for you. Facebook Interactive Messenger, Interactive Messenger for Instagram, respond on comment. Again, that's beta mode. Super excited about that one. WhatsApp, and then send live chat messages. Sending data. This is where this is great for like your sales team. You can actually send anytime. Like you could come up here and go anytime a sale has been made. Man, I'm running out of steam here, guys. I'm catching myself. So we're going to come down here to courses, payments. We could say, okay, anytime a payment's received, and then you can come down here and you can say, then we want to send it to a Google Sheet. So this is really great. This is great if you have like multiple salespeople. You can automate the payments that are being received, basically create a real-time commission report for them, or for you, you can look in, see all of your incoming right there. Custom webhooks are going to allow you to give you flexibility of connecting to different platforms. So when it's under this section here, under the actual automations and not the trigger, when you're sending the webhooks, this is you sending webhooks to the different software. Are all of these features turned on? Yes, all of these are turned on inside of your accounts. I don't like playing the hide the cool stuff game with you guys. So I basically give you everything. I give you everything that you have access to through. Remember, it's happy hour. Oh, you're talking dirty. It's Friday too, so I get it. So anyway, the custom webhooks, the webhooks inside of this section is going to be sending data from Profit Lifter or your high level account into Zapier or into another software, which is really very helpful because it's how you tie all the it's how you tie all the softwares in together. Your internal tools, these are going to be manipulating the flow of your workflow. So like the if else scenario, this is basically like an if then, and we'll have to jump into this a little bit later because this gets, but basically you can make it where like if they have a tag or if they take a specific action that gets them here, then you move them this into this funnel or you move them into this automation sequence or this one. And the cool thing about this, I'm just going to show you. Let's just do it. So we're going to say workflow trigger is contact tag, add condition, and we're going to add a branch here, and we're going to say workflow contact. I'm just making stuff up on this, so that way you can just kind of see what it looks like. But you notice that like doing this actually creates multiple branches, meaning that you're able to go through and go, okay, if it matches this one, then send these emails, send this voicemail. If it doesn't, then send this email, this voicemail, this campaign. Or if it's none, then just drop it out. You notice I only put 2 conditions in here, but it gave you three different things. They're always going to be kind of the escape hatch of none that's in there. So we'll always want to make sure that you'll always want something that does for that sequence as well. So that's the if else scenario. Love that one. I use that one a lot when I start building out more complex automations. The wait, you've seen this one multiple times. This just puts the space in between them receiving anything. A goal event, this is where like if you have a specific goal that you're trying to get them to accomplish. So like let's say you have click to trigger link and they click the appointment trigger link, then we end this automation and it's just done from there. So this is really handy. Like if you have something specific that you want them to do, you can set up this goal, and then once they hit that goal, it will automatically pull them out of the automations, which I think it's a really cool thing. Like when you're in a sales campaign, because that way, once they sign up, then you can go up, pull them out. We don't need them in here anymore, and then they're not just getting a bunch of emails that aren't really relevant. You can split. What's this? Oh, random split. This is brand new. I haven't even got to play with this one. If you want to split test different paths, you can actually have this randomly split, and you could try different emails based off of what they're going through, different campaigns, different sequences based off that. Update custom values. Like we use this when you're building your websites or your funnels and you're filling out the forms. That's what we use for that. Go to means that like if they're skipping steps, or if we're doing like an if else, if they get to the end, then you can move them to another sequence. But this if else only works inside of here. You've got a number formatter, math operations, if like you're doing calculations that you need put in there. My life will love to hear you. Not tonight, dear. I have an automation demo to add. I'll probably watch you. Don't blame it on me, okay? Just do not blame it on me. Like I don't want your wife messaging me and blowing me up from that. All right, just keep me out of it. All right. So next we have add to workflow. This is really cool. That if you want to add somebody to a workflow, just based off of their interaction, you can do that here. You can remove them from workflow, remove them from all workflows. I haven't even touched this array functions, so I'm not even gonna comment on that. I haven't dove into that deep enough to be able to do that. Drip, this actually has to do with like emails going out. This is really cool. Like the drip mode, I really like this feature because what you can do is, instead of like, look at this. Like, let's say you've got a batch of 10,000 leads. Let's say you buy 10,000 leads, or you get 10,000 leads to opt in, and it's just you and a salesperson. Like it's just me and Brett in here selling people. if I know that I've got an email that's performing at, let's say, like a 20% conversion rate, I can do the math and go, okay, you know what? I need 5 emails a day at or I need 5 leads a day off of 20. So I know that if we send out 200 emails a day, that we should get our 10 leads that we need. And so you can have this set up so that it drips only 200 people every day. This is a really cool way that like you can kind of manage your workflow, because one thing that a lot of people don't realize is too many leads is almost as bad as not enough. Almost, not quite. But if you have too much going on and you don't have the capacity to keep up with it, you lose a lot of credibility. And it gets overwhelming. So this drip feature helps you to kind of control how much is going out, what's going on with that, and where that's at. Text format, all that. Next, Chat GPT powered by OpenAI, meaning that there the possibilities on this are just absolutely endless. One of the things that you could do is you can actually put this inside of your workflow, that when somebody responds to a message, that you can have the GPT come through, and you can have it summarize text, translate the content, classify text, analyze the text sentiment, meaning John is a very good person. Meaning that with this input text, you can set this up where, let's see, where would you do that? You can have, so if somebody replies to a message, you can automate this, put this in here, and you can figure out the sentiment of their message. Meaning that if somebody's showing buying signals, that you can kind of segment your leads based off of based off of that. Just ridiculously cool things that you can do implementing it. Now, to be fair, if you start incorporating AI into your automations, there you do have that usage fee in there. So just be careful of that. Like, it's really easy to get in there, start playing with the AI, thinking it's really cool, and then all of a sudden you're looking at it, you're like, why did you just charge me $20? Because you just used a bunch of AI minutes and a bunch of AI time. So just be careful about when you're using your AI, where to use it, and be prepared for the budget side of it, because you will have that usage fee that's in there. Eliza, this is something that we have not implemented, but it's on our list. That I'm going to wait a bit because there's a lot of other cool stuff we want to build. Appointments, again, you can update appointment status. You can generate a one-time booking link. Opportunities, you can create an opportunity, remove it. Payments, Stripe one-time charge. If you're using Stripe, you can make it where if you can set up an automation that will send them a one-time charge, or send out an invoice, or they can like complete a form, and then you can send out a documented contract. You can add them to Google Analytics, add them to Google AdWords, add them to custom audiences in Facebook for your retargeting campaigns, remove them from custom audiences, set up a conversion API, affiliates, like finally got to the bottom. Affiliates, you can add to the affiliate manager, update the affiliate if you need to, just all sorts of stuff. Now, this was very high level on just the essential kind of what everything can do in the automation sequences. As you can see, you've got so many different options and ways that you can build things. And with being able to connect with the webhooks inside and outside of your outside of your Profit Lifter account, you can basically automate all of your stuff. Anything that has the ability to take webhooks or distribute webhooks, you can automate everything off of that. So that's automation 101. That's just a little bit of what you can do inside of your CRM. I'm beat. I'm gonna go eat some lunch. I'm gonna go have some fun, take a break for a little bit before I jump in, start getting ready for next week and wrapping up the week. You guys are all amazing. I have had such a blast hanging out with all of you guys this week, and I'm looking forward to the next 3 weeks of doing this with you guys. And then like I said, next week I want to actually get into building some of this stuff with you. And while I have you guys, if you guys have not seen, I'm taking requests on what you need. So I put this post in here, how to build an email campaign. There you go. Thanks, James. But if there's requests that you want, throw them in here for me so that I can see what you're looking for. That way I can know. That way I can know, and I can start putting the training together. Because the more feedback and the more you guys tell me what you need, the longer I can keep doing this. The only reason that I'm stopping at the end of April is because I don't know if I can talk. I don't know if I can talk anymore about this after 20 days of going live for an hour and a half every day. But just keep throwing content in here for me, guys. The more stuff you tell me that you need, the more trainings I can put together for you. The more we can start building stuff for your click and play libraries. Like I want to build Profit Lifter to fit your needs. So share with me what you need. Make sure that anything that you guys have questions on, share them with me in here, and we'll make sure to get you guys taken care of. All right, appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and we will see you on Monday.